The 0-2 of Dylan Lupton.
He just got up a little bit too close to the 23 of Gallagher. Then I think he felt like he needed to turn the wheel and get away from Spencer. And Brandon came along and just to try to avoid it, turned right and got into the outside safer barrier.
And somehow Lupton didn't hit a thing.
First career start for Lupton here in the Truck Series. Boy, you're right, Michael. How does he avoid any contact at all? Not another truck, not the wall.
That's what
Brandon Hightower, he took it all.
That's what Talladega's all about, Vince. Dylan Lupton makes a mistake.
See how high he was away from the double yellow line.
He gets away with his mistake, and it just swept a couple other trucks into it.
Well, look at Matt Crafton barely get through there with that bright yellow truck.
I'm not sure Hightower had much choice other than just try to crank it to the right. Maybe he got too aggressive with it, obviously. That's why he crashed. But, man, he was in a tough spot with Lupton coming back across the track.
From Ben Rhodes, and I think that pushed Byron up into the back of Townley. Nothing John West could have done there. He just got hit at the wrong time.
Boy, the evasive moves by several drivers saved that from being the big one.
Yeah, we had 2-3 trucks involved in it. It could have been 23.
I think the 41 of Rhodes on the outside, the third one back, is maybe gave the 9 a little bit of a bump, just as you guys said, and then the 9 got into the 0-5.
See, that's the problem. The 41 can see the 9. He can't see what's out in front of the 9, and if his spotter's not telling him, hey, the 9's all over the 0-5, then he pushes him into it.
Yeah, that's just not being able to see what's ahead. Byron gets a push, hits Townley in the wrong place. John West into the 0-0 of Custer. Custer keeps it going straight somehow. You watch back in the pack, it looked like the 29 of Tyler Reddick got into the back of Daniel Hemrick as they were trying to slow. I mean, they're in the middle of a crash.
Yeah, no fault to
Tyler Reddick.
He has too big a lead. He has too big a lead.
Oh, there goes.
They're
Cameron
bumping
Haley.
in the back. Haley is into the wall.
No caution.
0 was involved. The 86 of Brandon Brown, the 41 of Rhodes, the second truck up there on the outside. That's where it all started.
Looked like he might have got a shove from the 17 of Timothy Peters.
Well, I talked about how he's able to push so well. That means he's always up against the truck in front of him, and there isn't any room for Timothy to push him and push him ahead because he's already bottomed out against the truck in front of him, caused him to go sideways. Look at all that sheet metal flying through the air and those trucks grinding to a stop.
I'd mentioned Matt Titt was involved. He is not. Matt right now is in the second position. He got through that unscathed.
The 5 of
Corbin
Forrester, the 0-5 of John West Townley. There is the the 0-7 of Cody Ware. You mentioned the 0-0 of Cole Custer, the 86 of Brandon Brown. Of course, Rhodes, heavy contact. Watch on the outside, second truck on the outside lane.
Yeah, hard contact. 41 bounces off the wall into the 86 of Brandon Brown.
What about Brandon up in the 6th spot in that truck? And
great job by Rico Abreu and Tommy Joe Martin's the 44 truck getting by. Rico in the 98.
Well, Rico's dodged a bullet a couple of those accidents, hasn't he?
He's seen it all today, Vince.
Rico Abreu making his first start here at Talladega.
Ooh, it looked like maybe Ben was going to the inside. At the same time, Timothy gave him a push, and it just went wrong. Look at Rico. Wow, how does he squeeze through there? Up to the high side on the side of Tommy Joe Martin.
And he had to give Tommy Joe some room, too, and he did.
Good job by both Martins and Abreu to get through that. Well, Brandon Brown didn't have a chance.
Sure did. Just victim of circumstances there for sure. Most of these guys had nowhere to go, Vince. They just came along, and it happened so fast. The 41 bounces off that outside wall into Brandon Brown and just clogs up the racetrack.
So just past the halfway mark, and major damage. Multiple trucks. The chasers. It's been an eventful day for those 8 trying to advance to round 2. Remember, only 6 advanced to the second round of the playoffs, and already John Hunter Nemechek, we know he's eliminated with the engine problems early in the race.
Look at Abreu and Tommy Joe Martin squeezed through there, and then late it looked like Austin Cindric was trying to thread the needle and didn't quite make it through there.
That's where the damage out for William Byron came from.
Watch it.
The front stretch or the back stretch, where you're going to pick that up.
We saw it just moments ago. And around goes the
16. The 83 falling up to the wall. 3 of them into the wall as it came out of 4.
That's a tough break for Biffle. He had a good car, led some laps earlier.
83 of Jeffrey Earnhardt involved. Casey Mears in the back in the 13 there, and Greg Biffle. The 3 cars involved.
Right here, straight ahead. Guys, come on.
A lot of damage to Casey Mears. He was pinned into the wall as Biffle was able to get to his pit stall. Take a look at what happened. A lot of damage to the rear of that car as well.
They're coming off, or in the middle of 4 right here. You see Biffle's at the top of the racetrack. And he's kind of down half a lane. Jeffrey Earnhardt's in the middle, gets in the left rear quarter panel, sends a 16 spin and collects the 13 of Casey Mears. As we talked all week long, the 13 of Casey Mears not doing anything wrong. They crash and come right in front of him.
It almost looked like the 16 maybe was going to think about going with Buescher. He wasn't all the way up against the wall. Saw Buescher in the middle lane, maybe going to go there. Earnhardt thought he was going to go to the top of the racetrack, and he wasn't there, and he got into him.
You see right here, the 13 had nothing to do with it. He was just the wrong place, wrong time.
And gets squeezed into the wall.
Yeah. Safer barrier all along that wall right there.
Yeah, we have the side mirrors on the driver's side.
Right there, that checks up the speed. He falls in right in front of the 24 of Chase Elliott. Around they go behind Elliott. It was the 5 of Casey Kane. He spun, the caution comes out. They were just behind the 24 of Chase Elliott.
Oh, and that's going to create a situation where we're going to drop the green flag with maybe 3 or 4 to go.
Flat tires, flat tires.
That never works out well.
Incredible.
That's pretty good.
It was only the 5 of Casey Kane. Let's take a look at what happened. Again, this just behind where Chase Elliott was running in those 2 wide cars.
You see the 5 of Casey Kane, he's 3 wide, and it looks like he just loses it. Like either he has a tire go down or the air caught him off guard. But the 5 spinning, it's hard to tell if the right side tires have air in them at this point. But without a doubt, I didn't see any contact. The 5 just spun out basically on his own. We'll have to see what the reason was.
Yeah, as quickly as that thing came around, you never saw a wiggle, you never saw anything.
Yeah.
It just spun around, so it makes you think it was some kind of problem. Just, the 3 wasn't shoved way up next to me. Nobody.
Into the tri-oval. Logano with the advantage. He moves down to the double yellow line.
But the 88 gets
And around goes the 88. Alex Bowman slides into the infield. The caution comes out. There will be overtime.
Stay low below the line.
That's exactly what we talked about. Coming to 2 to go, you have to make moves. You have to do things you weren't going to do earlier. You no longer lift. You no longer give someone a spot. You have to keep your nose in there, and it creates these wrecks. You can hear that's a tire. That's a tire that's come down. It's coming apart. That's what that banging noise is. It's beating the side of the car. It's beating on the asphalt. I've heard it many times.
Not something you want to hear.
Rick, this is going to be not only more stress for Joey Logano, Kevin Harvick, Denny Hamlin, what they're trying to do for the race. But remember, the last time on pit road, lap 146, that's 40 laps ago from now. Now we're looking at NASCAR overtime. We can have multiple attempts.
I want to take another look at what happened coming into the tri-oval. Again, Alex Bowman was running second in that bottom line and may have had some help from behind him.
Well, Jeff, you've mentioned before how that bottom line of the tri-oval has less banking. It's, as odd as this is going to sound, the cars are actually loaded and more stable in the corner here. It seems like here on the flat of the racetrack, he just loses the car. I'm not sure there was any contact with the 44. I think there was some room. I just don't know if the 88 got light. Excuse me, the 41. I just think 88 got light in the tri-oval and spun around.